Hello, welcome to this video. My name is Marco Nuyen and I'm a trainer at Microsoft. This video is part of a series of videos about the role of a Microsoft cybersecurity architect. In this video, we focus on threat modeling. Unlock the essentials of threat modeling in an application and data security and discover why it matters and how it fits into DevOps, and get a quick dive into the STRIDE framework in this focus video for cybersecurity architects. The content of this video is mostly aligned with the area of solutions for application data from a certification perspective. Now question, why should we have a threat model? And that's the main question for this video. The topics I want to visit with you are about DevOps security, threat modeling and STRIDE, the model that helps categorize threats. Let's begin us with some situational awareness. Where does the topic fit? Where is it in the bigger picture? Here we have a graphic from the Microsoft Cybersecurity Reference Architecture, the MC-array, that is often used for understanding capabilities. The topics in this video align best with securing a development lifecycle in the Microsoft portfolio that is represented best by the Microsoft Security Development Lifecycle, or SDL. The guidance and libraries we started constructing years ago around how to improve development, code and security. In the graphic, we find that element at the bottom right corner. If you go to this graphic in the MC-array, the link to the SDL will be clickable. But I will also supply you with a short link in a moment and also at the end of this video. And we should ensure there is security development going on, whether it is for software development or for infrastructure as code. We should adopt best practices when it comes to secure development. Now, best practices, where can we find those? I hope you think of the Cloud Adoption Framework, the well-architected framework, and the Microsoft Cloud Security Benchmark next to the MC-array from which I was presenting a graphic just a moment ago. In the MCSB, we have the control domain of DS, DevOps Security, with seven controls listed. Here they are, DS1 to 7, and as usual for the controls in the MCSB, we should start at the top and move downwards. So we should start with threat modeling, and we'll focus on that here, but make sure you do not overlook the other controls mentioned here. For example, at DS7, logging, we need logging. We need that visibility and integrate it with other data to see the whole picture. That is zero trust again, visibility, orchestration and automation. But let's go back to DS1, threat modeling. Threat modeling is a systematic process of identifying, analyzing and prioritizing the potential threats to a system. It helps to understand the infrastructure, the workload, and the application that makes up the system, as well as their dependencies and interactions. It also gives us a way to start addressing the most critical risks and mitigating them with appropriate countermeasures. By performing threat modeling, we can improve the security and resilience of our system and align our security objectives with our business goals. Start doing a model. Draw it out and start leveraging that model to identify and improve. The link on the slide will help you to go to the SDL directly, the SDL libraries of which threat modeling is an element. There you will see the graphic I've got on the screen currently. And you will see that there's 5 major steps in threat modeling. 1, it's about defining security requirements. 2, creating an application diagram. And then 3, go and identify the threats. And once they've been identified, to number 4, go mitigate those threats. And then of course, we have to validate whether the threats have been mitigated enough or effectively. And threat modeling should be a part of your routine development, of your development lifecycle, enabling you to progressively refine your threat model and further reduce risk. And it's 5 simple steps, so go and do them. But of course, you will need to make choices to set a priority. And that's also something where threat modeling can help you. It uncovers interactions and threats, and then we need to quantify those. Risk arises from identified threats, encompassing both the likelihood and potential impact. This assessment informs the implementation of appropriate mitigation strategies to manage or reduce risk to an acceptable level. Alternatively, organization may choose to accept certain risks. Threat modeling supports risk-based thinking and evaluation within the organization. An application should undergo threat analysis as part of their development, though this isn't always routine. And the process involves identifying and assessing threats to an application's security and functionality, typically typically using reference models like OWASP, the Open Web Application Security Project, or Microsoft's STRIDE model. Now, STRIDE is widely used, and knowledge of it is important also for certification. STRIDE. STRIDE is an acronym for application security. It's spoofing, tampering, repudiation, information disclosure, denial of service, and elevation of privileges. Together they make up STRIDE. Threat modelers use STRIDE to identify and categorize risk in each component or interaction, evaluating their severity and likelihood. Applying STRIDE helps find vulnerabilities early, reduce exploitation risk, and meet regulatory compliance. For more information, go and inspect the link about STRIDE, aka.ms/STRIDE. Now, threat modeling, particularly when you're using the STRIDE framework, can present some challenges. When initiating threat modeling, it's straightforward, but maintaining consistency and effectiveness, connecting things together with STRIDE requires a bit more attention. The Microsoft Threat Modeling tool was developed to assist with those aspects. The free tool, the free software application, enables developers and security professionals to identify and address potential threats within their system. Users can diagram illustrating their application architecture, systematically apply the STRIDE methodology to assess each component, and generate reports that include mitigation recommendations. Additionally, the tool offers integration with Azure DevOps and GitHub, making it possible for teams to collaborate efficiently and monitor their progress of their threat modeling work. Here's a link to this great free tool, and download it and refer to the Getting Started guide to begin using it. Use the tool to identify and address potential issues. And note that both the tool and its application are included in the Cybersecurity Architect certification objectives. In this video, we discussed understanding threats and how early threat modeling benefits any development process. We covered threat modeling basics, the STRIDE model, and introduced a useful tool for threat modeling. And for reference, here are some short links that were provided in the video. One to Security Development Lifecycle, the documentation which covers a wide range of topics including threat modeling, one to STRIDE, and one to that great free tool that you should go and try out. Alright, thank you very much for watching this video. There are more in the series of the Cybersecurity Architect role. Meet you in another one, and until that time, stay safe.